Good morning, geometry students. It is time for us to start our next unit, and this unit is all about angles. We're going to split a couple of these lessons up to make sure that we get all the different concepts down on different days. So this is part 1 of lesson 1.4, so your homework will be lesson 1.4, homework 1. But let's go on ahead and let's get started. Let's talk about what angles are. You are going to have to draw a lot of these shapes, so please pay attention. And as always, there are notes in modules on Canvas, but if you don't have a printer, you can always write all of these notes in a notebook. Let's get started. Okay, so angles have 3 parts. The 3 parts are the vertex, which is a point, and then out of the vertex we have 2 rays. And this is what it looks like. Got a point that they connect to, usually looks a lot smaller than that. I got 1 ray, and I've got the other ray. And these rays usually have a point. So if we did it like A, B, C, we would be able to name this angle. And sometimes they are obtuse, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. But still an angle. And let's call this D, E, F. And we're going to talk again in a moment about how we name our angles. One quick note, congruence marks. If it's got 1 congruence mark, it's congruent to all of the angles that have 1 arc here. That's this arc. I realize you can't see what I'm pointing at. And then if it had 2, 1, it means it's different from the ones that have 1, but it also is congruent to all the other ones that have 2. So when I'm trying to name angles, because this is going to be a thing that we have a little bit of trouble with sometimes, let's say I've got B, G, X. I could call this angle B because there's no other angle at B. On the other hand, when I've got a situation, let's see, let's draw an angle and another angle. So we've got A, B, C. These all have arrows on them. And then D. Well, unfortunately, D is not the only, or A is not the only angle at that location. So I would need 3 angles. So I've got this angle, which I have to call angle BAC. That angle symbol is the angle. So the vertex point is A, right? A is the one that everything connects to. A must be in the middle of all of these names. So BAC is the angle I already put the arc on. Then DAC is this other angle, angle DAC. And then finally there's one more angle in the diagram, and it's the whole angle. And that we're going to call, you know what, we're going to go back to middle school and we're going to call it angle DAB. D to A to B. That's the whole angle. So when it says name 3 angles in the diagram, those are the 3 angles. Remember, if there's 1 angle at that location, then you can just call it angle B. But if there's more than 1 angle at that location, you need to use 3 letters to name the whole angle. You might remember from past year that there are 4 major types of angles. Acute angles, because we measure angles in degrees, acute angles have less than 90 degrees. So maybe it makes more sense to define a right angle first. A right angle has exactly 90 degrees, and it looks something like this. We put a square on the angle because that means 90. So less than 90 degrees is more narrow than that. And then an obtuse angle is greater than 90, but less than 180. That's the degree sign. So it's something like this. It's wider, it opens up. Gotta make sure the marks are different from the first one. And then finally, a straight angle is literally a line. And that is exactly 180 degrees. So there's technically a vertex point there. Vertex points. Got to make sure I get my vertex points. And I could name all those if I had letters if I wanted to. So acute, they're the small ones. They're cute. They're tiny. Right is the one where it is perpendicular. It makes a square angle. Obtuse are the ones that open wide. And straight are the ones that make a straight 180 degree line. So now let's try and classify a couple of these. Okay, we said the one that was a straight line is a straight angle. The one that makes a box in the corner is a right angle. The one that's smaller than that, it's acute. So it's an acute angle. And then the wide one is an obtuse angle. You're going to be asked to classify several of these on your assignments tonight, so I might make sure I write these down for sure as a reference. So we've been given this problem. We get told some important information. One, that these two angles, angle LKM and MKN, touch. They're adjacent, that means they touch. And together the big angle is LKN. The other thing that I notice is the center of all of these is K, so my vertex point must be K. I get told the big angle is 145 degrees, so I know I've got a big obtuse angle that's not going to be quite straight. And that is L to K to N, because they tell me LKN is the big angle. I know that these other two connect at M, so I'm going to go up and put an M. So LKM is 2x plus 10. MNK is 4x minus 3. And this whole thing is 145. So this is just like segment addition. I add the two pieces and they equal the whole angle. So let's do this. 2x plus 10 plus 4x minus 3 equals 145. And we are going to combine like terms. 6x plus 7 equals 145. Subtract 7. 6x equals 138. And we are going to divide by 6. If you use a calculator, you would find out that that is 23. And this is not in degrees because x is not the angle. It didn't ask us to plug it into anything. If it asked me to find LKM, I would plug x back in. But it didn't ask me to do any of that, so x is 23. So the steps are, draw a picture if you don't have a picture, and then add them together, equal to the big angle, and solve for x. We're going to do one more example. So we're being told that KLM is a straight angle centered at K. Oh, whoops, nope, messed that up. Not centered at K. Centered at L, because that's the middle letter. We got K out here. We got N out here. We also are told that they connect, these angles connect at N. You don't know how big they are, so we're just guessing here. And then KLN is 10x minus 5. NLM is 4x plus 3. And they just said it's a straight angle, so we don't know how much it... Oh, wait, we got told that straight angles are 180 degrees. So this is another addition problem. We're going to do 10x minus 5 plus 4x plus 3 equals 180. Combine like terms. Add 2. And divide by 14. And x equals 13. And that's where we're at for today. That's the end of the lesson. So go to the homework. You got 5 questions that are identifying types of angles and 5 questions like these last 2 examples. That's just where we're going to stop today. We're going to continue doing this with angle bisectors on Wednesday and Thursday. Good luck, and I hope this goes fine for you. Please Canvas message me if you're stuck. Bye.